Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another cast. Guys, today I'm going to be casting a map called Groves of War, which is a water map, and it's going to be my first Escalation 10 game on a water map, so aren't you excited about that? Look at the gifts that God has deigned to bless you with on this fine evening. Everyone strap yourselves in, because I promise you, this is going to be an epic 4v4 on a hybrid water map with some great players. And my friends, I am here to deliver. I am here to deliver you the juicy TA escalation content that no one else will. Okay, you don't deserve it, okay? But isn't this what you people want? You people. You want the TA escalation content, and here it is. So, guys, this is my first water map. This is my first TA escalation version 10 game on a water map, and I think that is... I'm excited. I'm really excited. I have no idea what's going to happen. Like, I genuinely could not even begin to tell you, but the game is definitely going to be a banger. Let's go ahead and introduce the players. I already introduced the map. So, we have Mr. Defrim here at the top left. He's going to be Arm. Here in Erevold, we've got Purple. Also, Arm. Here in red, we have Harold, the one and only, the legend. And we will see how he can embarrass himself. And finally, for the northern team, we have Jacominja. We're just going to call him Pink. I don't know how to pronounce that. So that's our northern team. Here in the south, we have Lemminkainen. Of course, he loves his core. With the yellow commander. Here in light blue, we have Tripa Killer, I guess. In orange, we have Nameless. And finally, we have Mr. Tag FN in blue. So, guys, that's our teams. That's our lineup. Surprisingly, nobody has started air. Now, guys, hopefully water will play a big role in this, because I did promise you some juicy escalation naval battles, and if the players don't deliver, I am never casting any of their games ever again. So let's just hope, for their sake and your sake, that we get some epic naval action, as we all are fiending for desperately. Already we have some talk. Defrem asking who made this shit map. Who indeed did make this map? But like I said, guys, I do hope that water plays a part. We could go hovers. We could go naval, obviously, ships. There's a decent amount of metal in the sea. There's openings onto the land. Though, not as nice as you would hope. Like, if this was a beach, then naval would be a lot more attractive, because you could send hovers into your opponent's base this way. But still, there's some options. You could still send hovers in this way, right? So there are some approaches to get into your opponent's base. They're just not as juicy as perhaps they could be. And surprisingly, nobody's starting air on a map like this. I might expect at least one person would go air. But, you know, my friends, they pay me to cast, not to play. Not to give my expert analysis. No one gives a shit what I think about the players, about their strategies. So, you know, you do you, my friends. You make the calls that you think is appropriate. But up to this point, no air, no flying things. Perhaps they have agreed to a no air game. That would certainly be interesting, because air should play a big role on a map like this with these the openings in the water. You know, like I said, hovers cannot make this climb, but air could certainly get through here, and there's very little air defense to be seen at this phase of the game. So let's just see how that plays out, my friends. Let's just see how air actually manifests into this game, or if it manifests. And what the players decide to do. Now, on a map like this, the wind is kind of bad. That's why everyone's going solars. Tidal at plus 18 is decent. It's not amazing. It's not, like, spectacular. You wouldn't go into the water just for titles. Plus 18 isn't really enough for that. And yellow, Mr. Lemminkainen being a little aggressive with his commander. He's got a Voyeur here in the front line to give him some radar coverage, and he will throw up a light laser tower. You might need to be a little bit careful. Purple is being a bit aggressive, but Lemminkainen does seem to have it under control, and here in the middle, more battles breaking out. Forest fires starting all over the place. Smokey the Bear would be quite offended. This time of year, of course, this time of year in North America, it is fire season. Well, I mean, it's fire season all time of year, really, but it does seem like this time of year we can have some pretty bad events. So, you know, we've got to be careful, my friends. Please no burning down the trees. Let's be environmentally conscious. Let's, you know, let's use our heads for more than just a hat stand and whatnot. But yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary here at the beginning. Everyone just sort of positioning. Plenty of units being built by both sides, which is what you want to see. You definitely want all your allies producing units, but nobody has gone into the sea yet. Lemminkainen has started hover, so Lemminkainen will be the first player to enter the naval into the naval aspect of the game, and we'll see how that pays off for him. Like I said, there are some options here. He can move in that direction if he gets some early raiding units. We'll have to see if he wants to do that. But Lemminkainen did ask for help from his teammates. He will be a little bit stifled on production because he did go into hovers, and now he is on advanced K-bots as well, so he's sort of pulling himself into a lot of different directions at this phase of the game, but Lemminkainen can certainly handle a bit of diversity. He certainly macros with the best of them. But right now, everyone just making it to the T2 phase. Still no air. It's a little surprising for me that nobody would go air this far into the game. I guess we're only about 15 minutes in, but that's still far enough to make air. Oh, finally, Light Blue has decided to make a plant, but he's not using it yet, so he's just kind of taunting me. Guys, the map is interesting because we do have all these metal spots everywhere, but you can tell these are very low metal spots. So you're not going to get a ton of extraction for each spot, and that's why you need a billion extractors, as you can see, to kind of make up for that. But in the water, I think these spots are probably worth a bit more because they look a lot more juicy. So I do think the water is a bit of an unclaimed treasure trove for both teams. That's just a lot of extra free metal if you can get to it. Lemminkainen will probably be the first to get to it with his construction hovercrafts now. Probably making their way there in due time to these spots. So we'll keep an eye on that. But here in the north, we just now have Pink building his first shipyard. So the northern team a little bit slower to get into the sea. Lemminkainen with a nice pyro rush, and he will find some mexes. And can he get this geothermal? That would be really impressive. Ugh! Beautiful. Taking out the geo, that's more than worth this raid. Definitely paid for itself, I think. So Lemminkainen, some nice early game or mid-game aggression. I would say it's closer to the early game. But early T2 phase aggression, very nicely done by Lemminkainen, who, like I said, has already branched out into hovers, so even though he is pulling himself into a lot of different directions, still managing to get enough resources for a raid, a very successful raid here at the bottom. And so we wouldn't expect anything less from Lemminkainen, but all eyes on Harold. We got to see if he's large enough to fill his own shoes. The expectations are real, my friends. The expectations are catastrophically large. Bringing a transport with an advanced construction vehicle in it. Let's see what he wants to do with it. Yeah, he wants to get that advanced constructor to the front. He's going to upgrade his extractors immediately. That makes sense. And he'll probably build some advanced defenses up here as well. Maybe some Vipers or Immolators or even a Doomsday Machine. Dare we hope. But man, Lemminkainen just being very annoying with these raids. I mean, he's just doing so much with so little. This is just a few pyros, but he's finding the chinks in the armor. He's finding the soft underbelly of the northern team, and they just really are not responding that well to his aggression. Now bringing some zippers in, or some freakers. And like I said before, Lemminkainen will finally get to the mechs building in the sea. So both teams are now finally taking advantage of that resource. But we'll have to see if battles actually do break out into the water. Now, interestingly, again, Lemminkainen not taking advantage of this. I mean, there is nothing here, my friends. There is not a single defense on the shore. There's not a light laser tower. There's not a defender. There's nothing. So if Lemminkainen could just fly a scout over and see what kind of opportunity he has to just move in here and absolutely decimate the northern team's bottom base, I think he might take advantage of that. But he is using his freakers instead. He's going to be taking the land route for more harassment. But it seems like the northern team finally reacting, finally pushing him back. And like I said, this is the opportunity for a new avenue of approach. Immolators being thrown up here at the front. Never a bad option. Guys, even if the Immolators can't reach the enemy units because their range is somewhat short, they just act as a wall. They have so much health, especially in their closed position. So guys, Immolators open and close. Here's a closed Immolator, right? And here's an open one. And when they're closed, they get like 5 times as much health, right? So if they're not attacking, they're almost unkillable. So Immolators, you know, even if they can't reach their opponent, are just, like I said, a brick wall. They're so hard to get through. They give you plenty of time to move your units into position to defend yourself, and that's exactly, I think, why Lemminkainen built them. But here we have quite a few heavy laser towers surrounded by Dragon's Teeth. Light blue deciding to move through, but orange with the counterattack. What will come of this? I think it's going to be an interesting... No, excuse me. I'm sorry. For some reason, yeah, I thought... Anyway, just ignore me. Here in the bottom, we have purple moving in, trying to get Lemminkainen, but there's just, like I said, these Immolators are so well positioned, it makes it hard to get anywhere near that. But has Lemminkainen caught on to the fact that there's nothing down here? Oh, nice. The Pelicans moving in. Now, guys, Pelicans in Escalation have a depth charge, or a torpedo, so they can take out these underwater metal extractors. This is going to cause Lemminkainen to have to react. If he wants to fight for the sea, he's going to have to upgrade. There is no T1 hovercraft that stands any chance. Could obviously go into advanced air, something like rapiers. But I like what Pink's doing here. He's got quite a bit of Corsairs, and crucially, he's got some Gimps. So Pink is He's basically making sure that there's nothing in the sky that can interrupt this, and he's going to maybe bring these Gimps. But unfortunately for him, the southern team has actually defended this entrance, so it's going to be a lot harder, I think, to break through. Like I said, the northern team has almost nothing here. But the Pelicans are in the sea now, and they're slowly taking apart Lemminkainen's economy. At least his naval economy. But again, I would like Orange to maybe help. I guess he's going up here to stop these Gimps. But I think the Gimps will be stopped by the heavy laser towers for the most part. There was only 4 of them, and if he had had more than 4, maybe this attack could have been really impressive. But with only 4 Gimps, that's more like a small raid. If he had an army of Gimps, he might have just won the game. I mean, he could have taken out all this eco here. Would have been catastrophic, but he didn't really scout, so he didn't really know how much was there. I think it was just kind of a blind attack. It's a bit unfortunate. But Lemminkainen now reacting with some air, but unfortunately the 2-1 fighters aren't going to do too much against the Pelicans. Light Blue finally pushing out. Like I said, I'd like Orange to help his teammate, and then maybe they could do a dual-pronged attack. Pink really doesn't have that much, to be honest. He's got some Dominators, but I think Orange and Light Blue have enough to break through here. As Pink slowly upgrades his economy. And what is Herald doing? Herald trying to take control of the sky. Macroing up, obviously, moving everything to Mohos. But otherwise, I would expect him to be moving to T3 at this point. But no, he really is. I mean, yeah, Herald playing a very, very economic game. And I mean, he really is not doing much else. He is building Gimps. So Herald is building Gimps. That's pretty much the only thing aside from macro that he's doing. But this could work, my friends. This Gimp attack, he's got more than 4. He's got more than Pink did. He's got 4 here at the front, but he's got more coming in. And aside from this one heavy laser tower, there's not much here. I think the hovercraft platform is done for. 2 of the Gimps are still alive, more coming in. And Lemminkainen decides to go into T2 hovers, so that will be his answer to the Pelicans. But, this is looking bad. He's going to lose his T1 hovercraft platform, and a Nemesis will come out just in time to try and push this back. Finally, Light Blue and Orange deciding to move in together. And they do have a decent army of stuff. Decent attack. Let me make sure my sound is... Looks like my sound is good. So guys, yeah, the Pelicans now moving in here. Lemminkainen just getting those Nemesis out. I mean, in the nick of time. If this had been a minute later, Lemminkainen loses everything. He loses his entire base, so... Lemminkainen really... I mean, stretching that to the absolute kind of Michael Bay style last-minute defense. But here on the land, he's got the triple-barrel sumos, so Lemminkainen, potentially a scary opponent with the upgraded sumos and now T2 hovercrafts. He might be able to do a dual-pronged attack of his own from the sea and from the land. These sumos with the Dominators, there's not much here to stop them, my friends. Like, there's really not that much on the ground. We do have some brawlers in the sky, and that might slow it down because Lemminkainen, well, he has Hawks, so Lemminkainen also has... Man, Lemminkainen has everything. He's got all of his bases covered. He's got the Vamps for the sky. He's got the T2 hovercrafts for the sea, and then he's got the upgraded sumos, and he is moving out, my friends. He is finally ready to win the game on his own. He doesn't need teammates. My boy Lemminkainen ready to do it. 1v9. If you're a League of Legends player, oh my god, I've just outed myself. I have just outed myself. I have brought shame to my family. But, you know, my friends, if you're a MOBA player, he's 1v9ing. Even fighting his own teammates. Oh my god. But, oh, Harold, using this opportunity that he moved out his hovercraft to catch him off guard, and can he kill this advanced hovercraft platform? Or at the very least, deal some damage. He's taking out some Moho extractors. Taking out some econ. He's going to get this resource generator, but the advanced hovercraft platform will stay alive, and so that was annoying, but not much else. This last Gimp finally be cleaned up, I'm sure. But the Brawlers will finally come in and push this back. Where are the Vamps? Bring your Vamps, my friend. He is now bringing his air superiority into the fray to protect his delicate ground push. He's even got a Typhoon, or a Cyclone, rather, for anti-naval purposes. Harold with the triple barrel Reapers. He is going to have to face both orange and light blue if they can attack in some kind of simultaneous fashion. And once again, Lemminkainen will try. It looks like his naval push was cleaned up by these Pelicans. So perhaps Lemminkainen can't 1v9. Perhaps, in fact, he is going to need his teammates. But that is yet to be seen, my friends. We've seen it before. We've seen Lemminkainen win games on his own. Let's check out the bases. Let's see what's going on. Is there anything that I've missed? Lots of people moving to T3, but that's not anything out of the ordinary at this phase. So we would expect everyone to move to T3 around the 40 or 50 minute mark. Ooh, now this is a bit interesting. Dark green going into ultra aircraft, so the T3. The T3 air, my friends. The preferred stock. The creme de la creme. And can we actually get to see some T3 air in this game? My god, would that make me happy? Would that make my viewers happy? To see some T3 aerial action. Oh my god, what is going on with this? Harold with the T3 transport. What's he bringing down here? Oh my goodness. Lemminkainen is broken through. Harold bringing down a T3 constructor to build God only knows what. Maybe some defenses. Maybe a temple, so we can pray to God for salvation, because, oh my goodness, Orange has broken through. They are going to need a temple. They're going to need a prayer. They're going to need a miracle. This is looking so bad for the Northern team. I mean, everything is coming apart. Everything is collapsing. The universe, their hopes and dreams, their entire methodology, their belief system, their philosophy, their religion. It's all coming apart. Everything is collapsing. The Northern team, they're just getting put upon from every different angle. I don't know what... There's some fighting happening here at the Southern team. I don't know what they're fighting about, but, you know. Wouldn't be Escalation without a little bit of shit-talking and BMing. Harold's extractor is now being taken out. He has brought in some rapiers, but guys, I cannot understate that this is a catastrophic situation for the Northern team. They've lost so much. Battle for the Sky happening in the Southern Pond. It looks like Defrim and Lemminkainen duking it out for control. And I really have not seen Lemminkainen do much with the T2 hover since that one attempt that failed. But I would like to see him invest more in this. I think the T2 hover plan really could work. If you get some more in there. This just isn't that much defense. This is all T1 stuff. It would not stop any kind of dedicated T2 naval or hover push. But we haven't really seen much naval action in the north. Pink has a decent, I guess, hold of the sea. He's got plenty of anti-air patrolling, so that's going to make it difficult. But here in the South Pond, there's plenty of combat. Plenty of battling happening down there. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But man, I'm still waiting for the T3. Oh my god. He's got one advanced construction aircraft. You're teasing us. You're teasing us, my friend. You're teasing us. We need our satisfaction, and how can you do this to us? We've paid good money to watch this epic match, and you're just gonna hold T3 air above us like a dog treat. Make us do tricks for it. But look, finally there's a counterattack. Harold and Defrem trying to get the better of Lemminkainen, and can they do it? Oh man, these emulators are just so disgusting. Look at this. They are going to burn this entire army alive. He does kill one. There's a lot of Fidos, but guys, look how much time those emulators bought. Even though he kills them, they bought so much time. And they were such bullet sponges that Lemminkainen has now pushed this back. But finally, Lemminkainen, he's heard my prayers. He has heard the voice of God. He's bringing the scalpels, finally. Oh, but he neglected to build any air defense. Oh, this is depressing. This is such a good idea, but no air defense. No air defense. He could have taken out so much, I think, if he just had a little bit of flax. The T2 hover flax really could have made that push a lot scarier. But nonetheless, I think with some Nemesis and anti-air, he could do it again. And it would be effective. It would work this time. But I think Harold finally entering the game. He's now on T3. He's upgraded it. I think he's upgraded his ultra vehicle plant. Let me double check. Has he? I can't. That looks like a triple barrel behemoth to me. Anyway, Harold has entered the game. He's finally contributing. He's somewhat poking Lemminkainen's base here and there, but guys, the northern team, despite that catastrophic injury to their pride and their base, they're holding on. They're coming back. They're keeping the pressure on, and they need to keep the pressure on because, yeah, these are triple barrel behemoths. So this is. So Harold did upgrade this. I just don't see the symbol. It's probably bugged. Either way, Harold is now in full production. He's in full swing. Triple barrel behemoths coming in to deal the damage, to create the chaos and destruction and devastation that we all came here to see. You know, my friends, we paid good money for this. We deserve satisfaction. Please deliver. Even Lemminkainen struggling, man. Harold just kind of went AFK for about an hour. Guys, the game time that you see, it's not accurate. The game is sped up, so this is probably more like... We're probably more like an hour into the game, right? Or past that. So Harold basically did nothing for an hour. But now he's paying dividends. His economic selfishness, his macro style, finally paying off. And finally, he is putting so much pressure on the southern team that I don't know if they can stop him. Man, these triple barrel behemoths are just, at this phase of the game, god tier. They're just so strong. But the spider's moving in to paralyze this. Trying to paralyze those behemoths. And Lemminkainen with another attack, with another attempt of this hovercraft play. I like it. I do like it, my friends. I think this is the ticket. But, oh my god. In the north, I missed Orange's ascent into godhood. Orange has entered into the naval... He has entered into the naval combat, and he has brought an army of pelicans and hawks. That is just a sea of orange. Oh my good Lord Almighty. Look at all those pelicans. Guys, this is actually an existential threat. Orange has taken over all that, like, this whole sea was Pink's, and now Orange has taken it back, and now he's threatening to hit the factories, and look, Pink just does not have anything to stop this. Oh man, this is actually really bad. These pelicans could walk on land. Harold begging his teammates to block the entrance. Oh my god, these pelicans are going to be frickin' game ending. They need... Oh, they need a miracle. They need a commander. They need, yeah, they need a commander. I think Pink needs to use his commander. I love this. I love what Orange is doing. This is so effective. A Cerberus walking in at the perfect time. They're throwing up defenses. They're doing everything in their power to survive. But a Cerberus shows up at the nick of time. And I really thought Pink was going to have to sacrifice himself to stop that push. But in the meantime... The southern team is relentless. They're attacking from the land, the sea, and the air. Light Blue and Lemminkainen. Both attacking simultaneously, and oh my god! The Brawler snipe attempt! Oh, I thought he was going for a commander. He is going for a commander, right? No, he's going for the happy birthday. Good God. What is happening? He's going for the happy birthday, bro! Oh, Nameless, you monster. What a beautiful play. And with that, the northern team is absolutely... They are absolutely in shambles. This is just... It has gone from bad to catastrophically, unquantifiably, unimaginably worse. Like, they are so fucked. Everything is so fucked. This is where you flip the chessboard and start calling your opponent racial slurs. That's the only thing to do. There's no way that you continue playing this game out after that catastrophe. Oh my god, Orange MVP. What is going on? How can you be such a dominant player in a world full of Heralds and Lemminkainens? Orange really just... That was a beautiful sequence of events. Taking the sea back. Seizing the means of production. Overthrowing the capitalist overlords. Truly a visionary. Karl Marx is clapping from his casket somewhere in France. But okay, Lemminkainen keeping the pressure on. I mean, the game is technically not over. Technically the northern team is still in it, but they are hanging on by their fingernails. They're hanging on by threads. It is not a good situation, but it's Herald, and you can never count Herald out, okay? So, never say die, my friends. Never say die. It's possible. It's possible. There's a little bit of arguing in the chat, as one might expect. Dark Green has been on T3 Air, but he's done kind of nothing with it. Herald just getting to T3 Air, and he... I mean, if anyone can make T3 Air work, it's Herald. Lemminkainen with his relentless hovercraft attacks. Like I said, my friends, this is the ticket. It was the ticket in the north. And I think it's the ticket here, too. This time he's brought some air defense. Not enough, though. But it may not matter. Lemminkainen moving in. He's already taken out quite a bit of the eco, taken out the defenses there at the front. What else can he get? Can he get the geos? Can he get the happy birthday? Oh my god, and Orange has come in with the brawler spam to cause more chaos, havoc, and devastation. And my god, did it work. Orange has just been playing out of his fucking mind. The man has eaten his Wheaties this morning. He is styling on his opponents. He's teabagging them. This is the TA Escalation equivalent of teabagging. My man is just absolutely putting a clinic on the northern team. Even Harold helpless to stop the shenanigans. But I'm sure Harold has some shenanigans of his own. And we will... I like this. Someone put jihad on the transport. Jihad indeed, my friends. Sometimes when everything looks hopeless, you just need a good old-fashioned jihad. Just a good old-fashioned Allahu Akbar to turn your life around. And maybe that's what they need, a good jihad. How can you say no to that? I mean, we've got thousands of years of history of where it's worked so effectively. Orange pushing back. The Juggernauts and Cerberus. Blue scouting mid. Scouting what, though? What is he scouting? Oh, Blue's kind of giving all his shit away. Thought Blue had something interesting planned. The battle for the Southern Sea continuing to rage. We now have Crocs. Harold deciding it's a Croc game. I don't know what the thought is with Crocs at this phase, but guys, at this point, all logic is gone. All common sense and reason has been long since removed from our reality. So what can I really say about anyone's decision? You know, this game should have already been over about 15 times by now, but the northern team, against all odds, really, sticking it out. And I could not tell you what their plan is because it's not clear in any universe what they're doing. Harold building some harpies. But Orange now moving through the mid. Once again, he's taken over the game. Look at all this. Marauder and Fido spam. There is a Raptor, though. I have to say, the northern team has kind of won the mecha combat. If it's just a game of Mech Warrior or something like Evangelion, they're definitely winning that war. They have all the high-tech stuff. We've got Raptors, we've got Cerberus, we've got Juggernauts. Oh my! And what else? What else? Ooh, Orange now going into the Tempest game plan. Now guys, here's the question. Orange in his last brawler attack, he went for the Econ, but he needs to go for a commander. They really need to start taking out commanders. So is Orange going to actually snipe someone this time? That's less of a request and more of a prayer. Take out one of these miserable slugs with all of your Tempest spam. He's not even using it, I guess, for offense. He's going to be defending, taking out a Cerberus and then retreating. But I would much rather see these Tempests used for a snipe attempt than to kill a random Cerberus that can always be rebuilt. Lemminkainen now entering into the Juggernaut war or game plan, however you want to think of it. I I thought I had seen someone going T4. But no, maybe that's the Ultra Hovercraft Lab. Maybe it almost looks like a T4 lab, so maybe that was my mistake, thinking that was a T4 lab. But I could have swore I saw a T4 lab. We're certainly... Oh my god, look at this, my friends! Autocrats. Guys, we do not see this very often. This is a treat. This is a pleasure. The Autocrat is like a floating T3 harbinger of death. They just have so many lasers and missiles. They're just like a floating platform of destruction. Is there enough air defense? Lemminkainen, where are your vamps? Oh, good God. I can't watch it. It hurts my eyes. Where's the air defense? Holy shit. There's battles happening all over the map. Harold being aggressive with his vamps, and he will lose about half of that. Where's the air defense, my friends? Well, luckily, even without air defense, these autocrats seem to be able to defend themselves properly. Lemminkainen finally bringing the vamps in. But now Harpies. Oh my god. What a show. What a game. What a massacre. The final autocrat will make its way onto land, but with these Harpies and the lack of air defense, this is just not going to work. And I really thought that attack was going to be more effective. I think if the Pelicans had gone with it, might have achieved a little bit more, but now we've got Raptors. Someone mentioned Big Bertha. Are there Berthas on the field? Are there long-range plasma cannons that have escaped my notice? Yep, there's two here. Of course, we've got a Nova as well. So we have entered the long-range plasma cannon game plan. Lemminkainen bringing a decimator into the fray, but he's really flying it through the thick of it. That is not advised. Good God. What is going on? Someone just pinged T4, but I didn't, wasn't paying attention. Hang on, let's see if we can find the T4. Aha! There it is. There is our first T4 of the game, as far as I'm aware. Vindicator in production by Harold. I don't think T4 has been built down here, but could be wrong. The players are often very sneaky about their T4 delights. They will hide it from the caster. It's all in an effort to sabotage me! Make my life hard. But, yeah, let's see if this T4 actually finishes and what comes out of it. What could be produced. More Pelicans being built by Orange. Autocrats making their way into the sea as well. But that first attack didn't go so well. We really need some better anti-air. What is the flail? Heavy flak hovercruiser. So I think this is really what Lemminkainen needs. He needs more of those. More anti-air in his next attack. Oh my goodness. Harold now moving in with the Overlords. And he's got some T3, or excuse me, the upgraded Sumos. We've got a Raptor. We've got a Cerberus. This is pretty scary, but there is a Krogoth moving in, so... Ugh. What a battle. Krogoth versus Raptor and Overlord. Man, there is just so much action. I can't keep track of it all. We have the Tempest in the north as well. Trying to keep that side of the map clear. But holy hell, there is too much going on. The Tempest spam galore. Overlord forced to retreat. Harold in full retreat, tail between his legs, running away. Uh-oh, I missed that. He said we can soon. I'm not sure what they're doing soon. But I'm sure they have some kind of devious plan. Harold has a Vindicator. He has at least one. I don't know where he put it, though. But I'm sure we'll find out. Here it is. So Harold has at least one Vindicator. If he can get a few more, maybe he can go for a snipe or even a happy birthday. There really is not that much air defense here, my friends. Another decimator, but the first one didn't do that much. Okay, finally these crocs that I mentioned earlier and some gimps from pink will move in. And typically you would not think that crocs would do much at this phase of the game. It's way too late. And to be honest, they probably won't do much. It was a nice idea. It's annoying, but it's really not enough of a threat at this phase to really cause the southern team that much harm. Oh, here we go. We've got a Stratus. I have no idea what all the spam is here in the middle. This is craziness. Couple Raptors making their way into it. Getting to the defenses. Can they get into the actual production? Ooh, they're getting close. Here comes the Tempest to try and stop them. But these Raptors are pretty healthy. I think Orange will eventually push them away, but a lot of the Berthas were taken out. The Raptors will finally die. But we do still have this Decimator. We do... Oh, someone working on an Armageddon. Light blue working on an Armageddon. Could that be a game ender? Finally going to T4 on the southern side, but they are so far behind. We already have the first Centaur of the game about to pop out within a few seconds. So the southern team is so far behind. This is... man, what a crazy game this is. Orange will give his Tempest to blue, maybe just to reduce his micro. He's APMing too many other places, and blue is basically out of the game anyway. So he's going to give those to blue. And finally, Harold bringing his two Vindicators into the fray, but I don't know about this. They're not supported. He's just going to lose them. Those two Vindicators took like 30 minutes to build, and they are just gone. So that Vindicator plan did not pay off, and man, that is so sad to see them used like that. He did have some Thrashers, so it's not as though he didn't have any air defense, but that was just the wrong place to use them. I think if he had brought him up here to the north, where there's almost no air defense. Yeah, I guess you have some Whiplashes, but yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think Harold expected them to die that quickly. It was very fast. Vindicators are like T3.5. They're very tanky. But, you know, maybe if Dark Green would help. Dark Green has a ton of T3 air. The Centaur finally making its way to the front line. So, we've entered the T4 phase of the game, officially. But two Krogoths should be enough to stop this? Question mark? Theoretically. We have a Cerberus that got stranded here in the south, and it will die. One Krogoth versus one Centaur is really not how you want to do this. It needs to double team it. But we do have the Tempest coming in for air support. That Krogoth is on a sliver of health. If he can keep that alive, he could heal it. Live to fight another day, my friends. The Centaur will die. But, my god, I can't believe the northern team is not only alive, they're practically winning. They're already on one T4 factory, now getting the core T4 factory. So, what comes next? What is the next plan for the northern team, or for the southern team in that matter? I would really like to know what they are planning to do. We saw an Armageddon earlier. It was being constructed, but it's not being built very fast. And they are finally on T4, so building their first Centaur, and oh, okay, Lemminkainen building a Titan as well. So we do have T4 finally in full production. Vindicator by Lemminkainen, but this is also getting killed very quickly. This Vindicator, but there's a Stratus as well, so Harold with another Vindicator of his own. This time he's brought some better air defense. He's got the 2 Skynets and Thrashers. Oh, Blue sending in some more scouts, but those will get eviscerated, like, immediately. Big aerial battle here in the south. Dark Green has been building Vertigos for a while. And he will clean house down here. Not much happening in the sea on either side. Some Crocs and Gimps being produced, but other than that, nothing too much of note. There's a couple Stratus. Of course, we still have the Tempest, but man, the amount of air defense the Pink has, it's impressive. Those Tempests, I think, will finally be taken out. And the battle just raging in the middle. This Overlord with 223 kills. So that Overlord worth its weight in gold. Blue asking, what do you think about a Dictator? Well, my friend, an Armageddon is already in production. Finally, Light Blue taking this construction effort seriously. Another attack in the north. But, yeah, this time I think Orange is ready for it. It's not going to work as effectively, and it didn't really work that effectively the first time, but guys, this is looking a bit like a chokehold. The Armageddon and the Centaur and the Vindicator could pose a problem for the southern team. Where's that Titan? We need it ASAP. It just rolls off the line. As I mention it, the Titan comes alive, but the Centaur is getting close. That Overlord has been a huge menace for quite a while now, and that Centaur, oh my goodness, it's getting into the business. They might need a commander to stop this. Oh no. Light Blue is going to lose everything. Where's his commander? Oh, this Centaur really made it, slipped past the defenses a little bit. And, ooh, nice air defense. Dark Green moving in there with some Vertigos. Finally, another Centaur will find it. Lemminkainen moving in with a Titan as well. But, what can he do with it? We've got Overlords, we've got Vindicators, we've got more Centaurs. What can a lone Titan and 2 Krogoths do? Oh my goodness, this is such a brawl. This is such a battle. Another attack here in the north, but I struggle to think this is going to work. Finally, the Brawlers come in. The Brawler spam comes in. And where is the air defense? There it is. There it is. Battle for the sky. The Hawks move in, but they are deleted almost immediately. And the Titan, the mighty Titan, is burned down. Burned down by the Brawlers and the Harpies. So, Holy cow. I was wrong. This naval attack, this attack from the sea ended up doing a lot more than I expected it to. There are just so many crocs. I think even the southern team didn't expect it to be that effective. So it will take out a lot of the defenses and some of the eco. Oh my god. There is just so much happening. Way too much to keep up with, my friends. And I missed that. I don't know how Blue died. I think Blue probably tried to use his comm offensively or something, but Blue hasn't really been part of the game for a long time, so it doesn't really matter too much. Dark Green attempting to take out this Vindicator, but it won't work. So whatever shenanigans Dark Blue tried didn't work. I didn't catch it. Maybe he had it in a transport or something, but either way, all the players that still matter are in the game. All the players that are having an impact. This Armageddon is still in construction, and it has been in construction for a long time. Look at this whole swath of destruction in Light Blue's base. He's lost a lot. Oh! Okay, sorry, there's a, I'm missing... Somebody has built a dictator. And it's taking out bases. I just gotta find it. It looked like a dictator. Someone's built something big. Right? It's not this. This is a shaper. I think that's just a radar. Very, very big radar. But yeah, I feel... Here it is. There's the dictator. So Harold finally entering into the phase of the game where he's building weapons that break the Geneva Convention. Here's the second attack that we've seen. Oh my god. It will take out the T4 plant. And it's already taken out a ton of Light Blue's base. Lemminkainen moving forward with a Titan. But again, not enough air defense. The northern team has really had control of the skies for a while now. And this dictator firing its third volley. Taking out the T3 aircraft plant. And guys, as long as that dictator is alive, this game is going to continue to descend into madness. For the southern team, like I said, I think it got a happy birthday here and killed a lot of Light Blue's base. But the Armageddon is almost finished. If he can finish the Armageddon, they could turn that on the dictator and potentially win the game that way. But here's another volley. Oh, this is looking scary. It will take out some of the eco there. The southern team has to do something. We have a Stratus here in the north, but they're down one player. Building Lemminkainen, throwing up his own dictator quickly. But I would much rather see them help Light Blue get his Armageddon online. The Stratus fighting the Vindicator in a 1v1. Orange bringing the Hawks. Oh my god, that Stratus is causing some troubles. They will kill it, but guys, the northern team, or excuse me, the north side of the base here is just so undefended now. It is a gaping wound. And again, the dictator fires yet another volley of death, taking out some defenses. Not really hitting the juicy targets, but it's just a matter of time, my friends, until this dictator makes the game unplayable. However, we do have the Armageddon. It is seconds away from completion. And, wow, Lemminkainen threw that dictator up quickly. Lemminkainen is about to finish this dictator faster than the Armageddon, and he just started building it like a minute ago. Oh no, dude, they've found the eco. They found the antimatter reactors, they found the vaults, they found the heavy fusions. We've got to get this Armageddon online. We've got to get the dictator online. They get finished at the exact same moment, and they turn their barrels straight at Harold's dictator for sure. Oh, but what is going on? What is happening? Oh my god. The dictator takes out everything. These are transports. These are T4 transports. Harold giving us a show. Harold redeeming himself. Holy freaking cow. T4 transports full of double barrel pyros. What a monster you are, Harold. What a play. What a show. What a game. What a game. Harold, we have never seen T4 transports be used like this. That is so impressive. That is... Guys, if you had asked me to bet my life savings on the Southern team, I would have. I did not think the Northern team had a chance in hell, heaven, or any other plane of existence. Good God. What a game. What a game. Guys, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I have casted now 2 games of TA Escalation version 10, and they have both been freaking bangers. Like, what? Oh, anyway, thank you so much for watching. What an amazing game. We'll give Harold the MVP, and I will see you in the next cast.